Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to my second episode of my tutorials on Java. So last time we just set up this very simple script to say hello world inside the console, and if we just try it out, it says hello world down here. Now, this time, this tutorial, we're going to be speaking of what do you call it? Variables. Variables basically hold information. They basically are used to be able to not always execute the same code, but add a bit of variation depending on what is happening. Now, variables in Java have to be declared. This means that you have to say what type it is, and if you don't, it just simply won't work. You won't be able to use them. So to start off with, let's talk about the different types of information you can store in variables within Java. So let's just add a few lines and start. So the first and the most simple one is int. For example, int, and we're going to call it x, small x. Int x. What int is means integer. So so it's a number between 0 and a very large number, like something like 32,000. I don't know the exact values, but it only holds an integer. Anything like 1.5 and stuff won't work, only integers. Next you have longs. Actually, doubles should probably be mentioned first. Double, for example, y. And a double basically holds also a number, but it can hold a lot more, since instead of being composed of 1 byte, which is 8 ones and zeros, it can actually do 16, hence the name double. I don't know off the top of my head if this one can do decimal points or not, but I think it can. I think double is capable of doing decimal points. And longs are much longer. I don't know the exact values for how many bytes and bits it is, but it can hold negative values as well as positive values, and it can also hold decimals. By the way, integers cannot be negative values. They can only be positive. I believe you can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I'm a bit rusty with Java at the moment. Anyway, once you have these set up, you can now start using them. For example, x is equal to 5. Maybe y is equal to a big huge number. That's long enough. And z is equal to 1.5, something like so. Now I am having an error here. Oh right, so this number is even too big for double, so we have to shorten it. I don't actually know how long double can be, but here I also have add a cast to long, change that to double. Right, so double is actually longer. So double can hold decimal values, and apparently a long is shorter than a double. As I said, you might have to look up the exact values for different numbers. So if I change this one to long instead, it still works. So yes, longs cannot be decimals. Actually, longs are just very long integers. Yeah. So it all depends on what you need to do with them, but most of the time int is going to be fine. Now, there's also a few other types of ones, and we're not going to cover all of them because there are literally too many just for this video. I could go through all of them, but I'm not going to. So this car means for character. For example, car C, and then you have you also have strings. Now strings is a bit different, but I'm not going to go through y. str, for example. Str is good. And here you go. Now note how you can use multiple characters to define your different variables, and you can also, rather than going every time c is equal to h, for example, etc. And this is not going to work, is it? Yes, this is not going to work. But you can just go, for example, C. You can go, for example, string str is equal to, and then you can put something like hello world. Now, what you can do now is actually use these variables in a meaningful way. For example, you could go and say int result, and then go ahead and put result is equal to x plus y times z. Why not? And don't forget to put the semicolon in the end. Now this is going to have a few problems because they're not all of the same type. So what you can do here is just, for example, since we know that int is it has to be an int, if we're going to times it by 1.54521, we're not going to get an integer. So to change this into an integer, the first way is just to write int, and here you go. Now it's still having a problem right here. Add cast to int. Aha, so it has to be in yes. The casts actually have a low priority and have to be put outside of the brackets for it to work. So Eclipse is pretty nice and it tells you where the problem lies every time. Now right now we're probably rounding up or down depending on the number that is going to come out. But we want to keep our 5.421, and that's one example of when you have to use different data types. So instead of having int, we're going to be changing this one into double. So now result actually works out. Now we can't really do anything with this, we just, you know, setting it to a variable, we can't use it. So here we can just say plus result. If I could spell result properly. Now if we save it, and then we play it, what it's going to do is that instead of just printing hello world, it will add in the end result. Now if you just had result on its own, it wouldn't work because it's it would work in this case, but just keep in mind that most of the time you can't just put when you need a string, you can't put a different type of thing like result. You actually have to make it into a string. Now in this case, println actually has different I believe have different options for different data types, but we'll talk about this later because this is a bit more advanced. Now if we play it now, we can see that indeed it's saying 300, I can't read this number, 1 2 3 4 5 6 39,068,900, no wait, 689,005 times 10 to the power of 9. That's a very big number, obviously because y is very big, but now we can easily just change it, save it and play it, and we can see we have a much more handleable number, 9,689. Sorry, 18 point, because obviously I forgot to put the space right here. So as you can see, it can be very useful to do some quick math sums and multiplications, but it doesn't stop here. You can do so much more. For example, you could say if result is greater than, for example, 10, which it is at the moment, since it's 18.90, then you can say, oh wait, let me format this better. And you want to put these in brackets, by the way. You can just say result minus is equal to 10. Now let me explain all of this. If basically says if whatever is in the brackets afterwards is true, so if result is indeed bigger than 10, which it will be since we could see that before it was 18.90689, then we take away 10. So to take away 10, the easiest way is just typing minus is equal to. This means that rather than setting the value to minus 10, we just say, basically it's a shortcut for saying is equal to results minus 10. But we programmers are lazy, so we just say minus is equal to 10. You could also do plus is equal to 10, or times, or even divide is equal to 10. But here we're just going to leave it to minus. Now when we play, we can see it's only 8.90689. And if we lower this value to, for example, 1, and then play it, we can see that it's 4, and then if we make this one 1 as well, and save it, you can see it's not really, well, there's no real way to check if it is taking 10 away, because we don't know the actual value. But as you can see, 1 plus 1 times 1.54 something will give us that value right here, and therefore we're not taking off 10. So thanks for watching, guys. That's all for today's episode on variables and also if statements, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Java tutorials. Remember to like and favorite if you enjoyed this video, and you might as well subscribe if you really want to. I also have a new Twitter account which you can go and check out if you want to see more of my videos and my different status.